Welcome to Math with Professor V. Here is your latest series of the day. So we're going to determine whether or not the following infinite series converges or diverges. We have the sum n equals 1 to infinity, negative 1 to the n times natural log of 6n plus 3 over 6n plus 2. So as soon as I look at it, when I notice we have negative 1 to the n, I know this is an alternating series. So I'm going to use the alternating series test, AST. And in that test, usually most textbooks call the portion of the term without the little alternating part B sub n. So B sub n is natural log of 6n plus 3 over 6n plus 2. And when we apply AST, we have to check two things about Bn, namely one, that Bn is decreasing, and then the second is that the limit as n approaches infinity of Bn is 0. So let's see, is Bn decreasing? Well, I can't just use an inequality to show this very clearly. It's not obvious. If you have natural log of 6 times n plus 1 plus 3 over 6 times n plus 1 plus 2, this is b sub n plus 1, right? And it's not obvious that this is larger or smaller than b sub n, natural log of 6n plus 3 over 6n plus 2. So I can't say. So what do we do in this case? Well, when we're stuck and we can't use an inequality to determine whether or not the terms are decreasing, then we do need to take a derivative. But remember, we're not allowed to differentiate the terms of a sequence or a series because they're not differentiable. Instead, what we're going to do is define a function of x, and we'll take this function's derivative. So f of x is going to be the natural log of 6x plus 3 over 6x plus 2. And then now let me take the derivative and see if I can determine whether or not it's always positive or negative or whatnot. Now you can go ahead and just take the derivative, but since we have this lovely natural log, let's use our natural log properties and rewrite this first as ln 6x plus 3 minus ln 6x plus 2. And then now when I find f prime of x, the derivative is much nicer. Derivative of natural log 6x plus 3 is going to be 6 over 6x plus 3 minus the next term, don't forget that chain rule, 6 over 6x plus 2. Now you could make the claim that you already can tell that this derivative is negative. Whoa, how would I say such a thing? Well, they have the same term in the numerator, both of these guys, and 6x plus 3 is larger than 6x plus 2. Anytime a fraction has a larger denominator, overall it's smaller. So I could already say this first term is smaller than this second term, and therefore if I'm subtracting them in this order, this quantity is always negative. And you could say because that denominator is bigger. But if that didn't jump out at you and you said, oh, that would make me entirely too nervous to do on an exam, it's not a problem. Let's just get a common denominator and then you can very explicitly see that this derivative is negative. So if I get a common denominator, I'm going to multiply the first term by 6x plus 2 top and bottom and the second one by 6x plus 3. So then my denominator is 6x plus 3 times 6x plus 2. Good. And then this is going to give us 36x plus 12 minus 36x minus 18 over 6x plus 3 and 6x plus 2. And then look, 36x cancels out. Beautiful. And then I'm just left with 12 minus 18, so that's negative 6 over 6x plus 3, 6x plus 2. And remember, x is like a stand-in for all the values that n can take on. And n is going from 1 to infinity. So just remember that x is also always greater than or equal to 1, which lets me know that 6x plus 3, 6x plus 2, those are both positive always. So my denominator is positive. The numerator, I have a negative constant. So yeah, for sure, f prime of x is less than 0. So what does that tell me? Well, think back when you were in Calc 1. If the derivative is negative, then that means f of x is decreasing. And if we want to be specific, we could say on the interval from 1 to infinity. And therefore, that means Bn is also decreasing. Okay, good. So the first condition of AST is satisfied. The second one that I need to check is that the limit as n goes to infinity of b sub n is 0. So let's see, what's the limit as n approaches infinity? And what was b sub n? It was natural log of 6n plus 3 over 6n plus 2. Okay, now natural log is continuous on its domain and is going to infinity. So you're allowed to just pass that limit inside the argument. A lot of people just do it mentally, but if you want to actually write that we have natural log of the limit as n goes to infinity, that might help you. 6n plus 3 over 6n plus 2. Now both numerator and denominator are going to infinity, right? As n gets large. You might know the shortcut. You can just look at the ratio of the leading coefficients. I don't know if your calc teacher lets you do that on an exam. And definitely don't do L'Hopital's rule because, again, remember, L'Hopital's rule is only for differentiable functions, which this most certainly is not. So if your teacher doesn't want you doing the shortcut, which I usually tell my students no, then what you're going to do is divide numerator and denominator by the highest power of n from the denominator, which is n. So dividing everybody by n to the first, now I have the following: natural log of the limit as n approaches infinity. This is going to be 6 plus 3 over n up top, and then 6 plus 2 over n in the denominator. And then now, okay, as n goes to infinity, 3 over n goes to 0, 2 over n goes to 0. I'm just left with 6 over 6, that's 1. So I have natural log of 1, which indeed is 0, as required by the AST. So then we can just summarize everything very nicely. This means that the sum, n equals 1 to infinity, negative 1 to the n, natural log of 6n plus 3 over 6n plus 2 converges by the alternating series test. Good. Now, if one of the two conditions fails for AST, you should still go back, and typically you would use the test for divergence to show that the series diverges. So I can do another one in the following video where, say this limit is not 0, that doesn't mean you're done. If AST fails, you should go back, use test for divergence, and show that the limit of the terms is not 0. Therefore, the series diverges. But I thought this was a good exercise in natural logs, as well as showing you how sometimes you do need to take a derivative. So don't forget to redefine things as a function of x. Okay, that's all for now. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. How did you solve it? I think this is the only way. And stay tuned. I'll be uploading more infinite series of the day, as well as integral of the day, and other things that I'm working on at the same time. Still teaching summer school calculus, so I'm a busy bee. You guys can also see what I'm up to on Instagram and TikTok, Math with Professor V. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'll be back sooner than later. Bye.